Happy Friday, good people, good people, good people. Just wanted to jump on here. We have so much going on that I haven't been able to tie in to folks as I normally do, but we're going to get back on track right after Teach at the Beach. Recently, I posted inside of one of our groups and I asked us, just put out a simple poll and asked people, really, what is your why? Like, why are you doing the things you're doing? And more specifically to my business folks out there, my entrepreneurs, what is your why? And that started a conversation with me that I normally do talk to myself as an introvert. I like being by myself. So, in talking to myself, I started saying, my why has changed over the years. So, my why may have been during the time I was, doing sales or whatever it was that I wanted to make sure that my kids were and raised a certain way or that they had certain things, right? And when really take a step back and I look at why did I choose entrepreneurship? Why have I been an entrepreneur and running my own businesses since I was a young girl? But when I got really serious with my own company was around 20 years ago. Right. And so to stay in a space where you are a full-time entrepreneur, meaning everything is on you. You are your plan A, your plan B, your plan C, you know, answering the question of your why, it's going to take a lot of people today in today's market to continuously get up and answer that question day in and day out. So my why, maybe it has not changed that I still want to provide a lifestyle that I didn't have for my family and my grandkids, but even more so guys, it's about the freedom. And that was one thing that when I looked at the poll was the got the highest number of votes. People wanted their freedom. People want their own flexibility. They want what it all takes and what it all brings you when you work for yourself, right? When you do whatever it is. And this is the day and time. And I'm speaking to a lot of people who are now in position to decide, do they want to move overseas? Do they want to, um, do this or do that? They have to readjust. If you notice that there's a lot of people who are losing jobs, more in particular, people who look like me. So, those folks who are following me, who look like me, who've lost their job, and who are, you're part of that 350,000, people, Black women who lost their jobs, or a part of those moms who are deciding, hey, I got to stay home because I now have to go, I can't go into let's say my job no longer allows me to work from home, so it just doesn't really financially make sense for me to find daycare, do all of these things to go into a corporation where one, you have to fight for your income, you have to fight to feel fair, to be treated fairly in a lot of places, and it's just for a lot of people it's not worth the mental anguish. Okay, so as you're getting up and getting going, decide on your why. Then I want you guys to decide on what partners you need in order to make this make sense. Because I will tell you, there has been 21 years of having to get up and get going to provide and do all the things. And the thing that keeps me going the most is that I do have my freedom, is that I do decide on, do I do this today or do I do that today, or do I want to not work on Mondays and not work on Fridays and do my big lifting work on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. And so guys, my message to you on this Good Friday, as I call it, my Friday foolery times, I take my time and do certain things, is figuring out your why and then figuring out what team you need to go into this, your plan of action with. Because one thing that hit me really hard over this last month is that I have, um, I've always been a go-getter. And now that I'm seeing more and more people who are showing up and getting into a space of entrepreneurship, they're also saying, "Hey, yes, I want to do this, I want to do that." And they'll call on me and they'll say, "Hey, Tameka, I really want to get on the team. I want to, put me in the game, coach, all of that kind of stuff." And then when it's time for the rubber to meet the road, like today, it's time for the rubber to meet the road, they have other things that they have to do. And when you are an entrepreneur, it will take every ounce of you to sometimes move something that didn't require you to do that a long time ago or when you worked a 9 to 5. You have to be strategic. You have to be on time. You have to follow up. You have to, if you told somebody you're going to be somewhere, you have to be there, because if not, they'll find someone else. And in this market of being an entrepreneur, please understand that if you've been an entrepreneur, let's say 5 years, this new year, you're going to have a lot more competition, because a lot of people who have lost jobs they're not finding new jobs. They are moving into entrepreneurship. Meaning to some of you that means that you have that many more people who are going to be in your space. So if you're not taking the time to show up, to get your marketing stuff done, to make sure your business pages, your free business pages are being maintained, to make sure your website is accurate, to do all of the things that are needed in order for your business to survive, please understand you will be left with what? Not a career, not even a job. You'll be left with a hobby. Okay? You don't want to get stuck with multiple streams of hobbies. So you're doing hobby stuff over here, and then you're doing hobby stuff over here because you're not locked in to the one or two things that you're supposed to be doing. Look around. So many people, want to do all these 20 different things instead of the thing that they are called to do. So they don't put the time in to the thing that they're supposed to be doing, and they'll find all of these supplemental things that they think is the way, and it probably won't work out. Because think think about it, and I'll use me as an example, and I don't do this, or not related to anybody in particular, but let's say I sold eyelashes and I installed eyelashes, and that was a hobby I loved, and now I'm going to go and get certified to do it. So now in my head, I'll tell all my family and friends that, hey, yeah, they can book with me to get their lashes and stuff done. Then I also decided I'm going to wholesale wigs, right? And meanwhile, at the same time, I'm running my travel agency, and I'm a real estate agent, and I'm doing all these other things. Guess what? You being in a space where you're doing all of those things, when it's time for a break or something happens to you, all of those income streams fall. So and on top of that, I will tell you, if somebody told me that they were, a chef in the morning and in the evening they did Uber, and then between 2 and 3 is when they had time to do my lashes, I wouldn't be going to them, because I pretty much know you're not on top of your game enough to know the changes, to understand my needs, to be the best in customer service. All of this running around is going to exhaust you. So, to my people, my entrepreneurs who are out there, please settle in, please buckle down. You have to go hard in the space that you're in, like really, really hard. I'm right now, I I'm tired on Thursday evening. I'm so tired, I don't even wanna talk to myself, okay? I'm tired because I've looked at hundreds of cells in a spreadsheet, and I'm trying to make sure that those things are calculating, you know, putting housing up for, people who need starter homes and things like that. That's not easy. You know, People make it look easy. Raising capital is not easy. Finding grants and monies to do all of these things, it's not easy. And so, yes, I'll be up to 12, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., getting certain things together so that I can, come back and do some other stuff. But when I realize that there are not other people who are saying they want to do this and they want to be on the team and they're not holding their end, then guys, that's when it's time that you recognize you have to give those people the gift of goodbye. They are not ready to run at the level you're needing to run. And what I'm telling you guys is knowing what's happening right now with all of the changes that are coming down from this administration, from jobs and all of these other things. All of these companies have to make these changes on who they hire, what they hire, and all these other things. If you're in the workforce, you have to double down. If you're an entrepreneur, you have to double down. You have to study more. You're going to have to own your space. That's going to mean you have to show up and get it done. So, and doing that, guys, it's hard. It's difficult. I'm not going to lie to you. But the one thing that keeps me going is always remembering my why. So, I may move slower. I may not, I may take a few more breaks. I may even have to take a couple of naps, but I'm fueled by my why each and every minute of the day. And I encourage you to do the same. This is your international auntie that you did not know you needed talking to you. And I don't know who this message is for. I was just, I felt moved to share it. So guys, have a great rest of whatever it is you're doing and whenever whatever it is you see this. Have a great rest of your day. I've got work to do. I've got Teach at the Beach coming up, and I've got so many other things that I got to get done in this next 24 hours so I can ship some stuff out. So, I'll see you guys again, and as always, I'll see you at the top or from the top. Bye now.